So, you've watched my Retire to Fiji video, and now you're sitting there wondering, okay, but how do I actually do this? Like, how do I move to Fiji without accidentally ending up on some coconut farm with no Wi-Fi and a pet chicken named Larry? Don't worry. We're covering it all today. Visas, cost of living, healthcare, housing, and exactly what life's like in Nadi, Suva, and Savusavu. By the end, you'll know if Fiji is your future home or just your next screensaver. And fair warning, wazi sao dao wow and sas wasi wow. How here mo her wow was I chiu. Asi mas is hing is South Sanji can abor in spazi yutsat mole. You might start packing. So let's go out island shopping, shall we? Okay, so first things first, you can't just show up in Fiji with a suitcase and a smile and decide to stay forever, at least not legally. Let's talk visas. Tourist visa, kind of like the trial run. United States citizens can enter visa-free for up to 4 months. You can even extend it twice, each time for another 2 months, bringing you to about 6 months total. Perfect for a try before you retire test run. Now, retirement style options, which is the real deal. Fiji doesn't technically have a retirement visa like Panama or Thailand, but they do have a residence permit for retirees. Here's what you need: proof of a regular income from overseas, like a pension or Social Security. Typically, you'll need to show about $30,000 a year in passive income or enough savings to support yourself, health insurance coverage, and of course, a clean background check. No smuggling mangoes across borders, please. You can also buy or lease property and apply for residency through investment, usually requiring you to lease at least 125,000 Fijian dollars worth of property, which is around 55,000 US dollars. In short, if you've got a steady income, no criminal record, and an enthusiasm for sunshine, Fiji wants you. Oh, and one more thing. They're actually pretty flexible. Unlike some countries, you won't be buried in red tape or required to learn Fijian overnight. They just want to see that you can live comfortably without taking a local's job. All right, let's talk about money, because unless you're secretly royalty, it matters. Housing. A one-bedroom apartment in Nadi or Suva runs about $600 to $900 a month, depending on location. A two-bedroom house or villa with air conditioning and Wi-Fi. Think $1,200 to $1,800 a month. And yes, many come fully furnished. If you're looking to lease long-term inland or on less touristy islands, it can drop to $500 to $700. Utilities. Expect to pay around $100 to $150 a month for electricity, gas, and water. And you'll want to add more if you love air conditioning like I do. Groceries, imported items can be pricey. A gallon of milk might make you question your life choices at $7 to $8, but local produce, super affordable. A week's worth of tropical fruits, veggies, and fresh fish might run just $30 to $40. Dining out. A casual meal is $6 to $10. A mid-range restaurant is $25 for 2 people. And if you're eating beachfront while sipping a coconut, priceless. Well, about $3 actually. Transportation, taxis, and buses are cheap. Fuel, not so much. But honestly, most retirees here walk, ride scooters, or just don't rush anywhere. Welcome to Fiji time. Overall, a comfortable lifestyle runs about $1,800 to $2,500 a month for a single person, or $3,000 to $3,500 for a couple. That's all in, including rent, food, and fun. Basically, if you can afford to live in Florida, you can live in Fiji, but with way fewer mosquitoes that think they own the place. Now, healthcare, because none of us want to spend our golden years Googling how to DIY stitches with coconut fiber. Here's the scoop. Fiji has a 2-tier system: public and private. Public hospitals are free or very low cost, but they're basic. The equipment can be dated and waiting times. Let's just say you might have time to write a novel. Private healthcare is where most expats go. The top hospitals are in Suva and Nadi, and they're surprisingly affordable. A doctor visit is around $25 to $40. A specialist consultation is $75 to $100. Dental cleaning is about $60. Major procedures like knee surgery are usually done in Australia or New Zealand, but travel for treatment is common and affordable. Insurance expats usually get international coverage through companies like Cigna, Allianz, or IMG Global. A solid plan for retirees runs around $100 to $150 a month, depending on age and coverage. And bonus, Fiji has some great wellness centers, natural spas, and holistic care options. You can literally get a massage while watching the ocean. Tell me that's not peak retirement. Seriously, if my doctor ever gave me medical advice while standing barefoot on a beach, I think my blood pressure would just fix itself. All right, we've covered the basics, how to stay, how much you'll spend, and how not to end up Googling Fijian home remedies for sunburn. Up next in part 2, we're diving into buying or leasing property daily life and culture, which is also known as what Fiji time really means, and the best cities to settle down in, Nadi, Suva, and Savusavu. But before we move on, quick plug, if you're seriously planning a move abroad, grab my Dream Big Relocation Planner. It's your step-by-step guide to figuring out visas, budgets, and moving logistics, all in one pretty, printable, totally stress-saving package. The link's down below. Okay, so you've got your heart set on Fiji, your Pinterest board looks like a travel brochure, and your friends are tired of hearing about coconuts. Let's talk exactly how you move there. This is where most people get overwhelmed. But don't worry, I've broken it down into steps that even your future island self can handle while wearing flip-flops. Before you can buy that plane ticket, you'll need to gather your valid passport. Make sure it's good for at least 6 months beyond your travel date, proof of income, or pension. This is key for your retirement permit bank statements for the last 6 months, medical insurance, proof, a police clearance certificate, which you can usually get through your local sheriff's office, or an FBI background check, and a couple of passport-sized photos, because bureaucracy loves a good headshot. Once you've got your paperwork, you'll apply for what's called a residence permit for retirees. Here's the breakdown. You must be 55 or older, have a regular income like Social Security or a pension, and maintain at least $30,000 in accessible funds per year. You'll submit the application form, Form F1, for the retirement permit, your documentation, and pay a non-refundable fee of around $150. Processing takes roughly 4 to 6 weeks, sometimes a bit more if you're doing it from overseas. Once approved, boom, you'll get a 1-year renewable residency permit. After 7 years of continuous residency, you can even apply for permanent residency. It's not too scary, right? The hardest part is printing everything without jamming your printer. Next up, housing. You can rent before you buy, which I 100% recommend. It lets you get the feel for neighborhoods. And yes, even in paradise, some are noisy, some are sleepy, and some have more goats than people. Renting tips. Most expats start with a 6-month lease. Many homes are fully furnished, with tropical furniture included. Think bamboo everything. Popular rental sites include FijiRealEstate.com.fj, Housing Fiji, or even local Facebook expat groups. Buying property foreigners can buy freehold land, which makes up about 8% of Fiji's total land, mostly near coastal areas and cities. The rest is native or crown land, which you can lease long-term, usually 99 years. If you go the buying route, hire a local lawyer to verify land titles because scams do exist. Expect closing costs of 5 to 8% of the purchase price. The government may require foreign investment approval for purchases over 125,000 Fijian dollars, which is about 55,000 US dollars. Ah yes, the question everyone asks, do I bring my furniture or just my flip-flops and call it good? Here's the deal. Shipping a full 20-foot container from the U.S. to Fiji costs roughly $6,000 to $9,000, depending on where you're coming from. Most people only bring personal items and sell the bulky stuff because replacing furniture in Fiji is often cheaper than shipping it. And customs are usually kind as long as your items are used and declared properly. You can import duty-free on household goods if you're moving under a retirement visa. Just make sure they've been owned for 12 months or more. My tip? Bring your favorite things, your photos, your coffee maker, your comfy chair. But leave your snow shovel. Trust me, it's not going to see action here. You'll need a local bank account for rent, utilities, and daily life. Fiji has several major banks, ANZ, Westpac, and BSP, which stands for Bank of South Pacific. To open an account, you'll need your passport, proof of address like your lease, and sometimes your residence permit. Transfers from United States banks are easy through Wise or Revolut. Both are cheaper than wire transfers and honestly have better exchange rates. You can also keep a United States account for pensions or Social Security deposits, then just move funds monthly. And let's be real, the day you get your pension check and see palm trees outside, that's when you know you've made it. If you've got international insurance, you're golden. But I always tell people, find a local doctor or clinic in your first month. Private hospitals like Zenith Medical Center in Nadi or Colonial War Memorial Hospital in Suva are where expats usually go. You can get prescriptions, checkups, and dental care easily. Oh, and if you need specialty care, Fiji has direct flights to Sydney and Auckland, so you can hop over for medical procedures. And hey, make it a mini vacation. Not bad, right? This one surprises a lot of people. Mail moves slowly in Fiji. You can set up a P.O. box through Post Fiji, which is honestly safer than home delivery. Amazon packages can take 3 to 5 weeks, but some retirees use freight forwarding services like MyUS or Shipito for faster delivery. For phones, Vodafone Fiji and Digicel are the main carriers. Just grab a prepaid SIM on day one and you'll have internet before you even unpack. So here's the scoop. You can drive with your US license for like 6 months. After that, you'll need to swap it out for a Fijian one. Now, cars can be pretty pricey since they're imported, so a lot of retirees opt for used SUVs or scooters, or, they just use taxis. If you're in Nadi or Suva, you won't really be driving far anyway. And if you find yourself in Savusavu, well, you'll probably just walk everywhere. It's that peaceful, really. Let's be real. You're not just moving to Fiji for sunshine. You're moving for peace. Here's what to expect. Fijians are famously friendly. You'll be greeted with a bula everywhere. Life moves slower here. Fiji time isn't a joke. It's a lifestyle. You'll find active expat communities in Nadi, Suva, and especially Savusavu, where retirees host potlucks and even yoga by the bay sessions. It's honestly one of those places where strangers still wave, the grocery store clerk knows your name, and your biggest stress is deciding between pineapple or mango for breakfast. So, let's talk about where you might want to live. Nadi is Fiji's main tourism hub. It's full of energy, restaurants, resorts, and super easy flights. Plus, you're close to Denarau Island, which is a luxury spot where a lot of expats buy condos. It's great for retirees who want community and convenience. Then there's Suva, the capital. It's more urban, with more local culture, and has really good healthcare access. You'll find embassies, big markets, universities, and tons of affordable rentals. Perfect if you want to stay active and engaged. And then there's Savusavu, known as Fiji's hidden paradise. It's smaller, quieter, and just deeply scenic. Think coral reefs, friendly locals, and yachts anchored offshore. It's a dream for artists, writers, and anyone who loves simple, beautiful living. If Nadi is the coconut latte, Suva's the black coffee, and Savusavu, she's that island smoothie you didn't know you needed. Okay, here are a few final tips to make your move as smooth as possible. First, visit before you commit. Spend at least a month if you can. Second, bring all your important documents in both physical and digital form. Third, join expat Facebook groups before you move. Honestly, they'll save your sanity. Fourth, don't rush into buying property. Renting first gives you way more options. And fifth, embrace Fiji time. You'll live longer if you stop stressing about the clock. And remember, Mom, you're not just moving to a new country. Well, you're upgrading your lifestyle. Fiji is not about perfection. It's about peace, community, and those 5 p.m. sunsets that make you say, yep, I made the right call. If you're planning your own move, my Dream Big Relocation Planner will make your life so much easier. It's got everything you need: visa checklists, packing pages, budget trackers, and housing templates, all in one beautiful printable planner. You can grab it at dreambigandplanbold.com or just find the link below. And hey, hit that like, subscribe, and bell so you don't miss the next video, what not to do when moving to Fiji, because even paradise has pitfalls. Thanks for hanging out with me, and Nala next time, dream big, and maybe start shopping for flip-flops.